Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a delight to deliver these remarks at the WRI India's Accelerating Clean Energy ACE 2023 conference. I'm aware that ACE 2023 has been serving as a key platform for multi-stakeholder deliberations on critical global energy challenges for the last 4 to 5 years. I'm confident that it will continue to be a key platform to drive discussions, share insights, and pave the way for India's carbon neutral journey by 2070 and live up to its pledges on renewables and sustainable development goals. I believe such platforms are key to deliberating on critical global and domestic energy issues in nuanced ways which are extremely valuable to policy making. I strongly concur and believe that the clean energy transition is affordable and in our best economic interest, and it will bring massive cost savings and economic and development benefits, including job creation and improved public health. Clean energy costs have fallen sharply over the last decade, making rapid transition to clean energy less costly than previously believed. It is now clear that faster and earlier clean energy transition delivers greater cost savings than slow strategies. Rapidly transitioning to a decarbonized energy system by around 2050 will save the world at least $12 trillion compared to business as usual, while providing 55% more energy services globally than today. As part of this year's New Delhi Leaders Declaration, the G20 delivered on a landmark green development for a sustainable future with very ambitious and action-oriented commitments embedded into its pillar. The pact has reiterated that the objectives for development, climate action, and growth are complementary and interrelated. Through the pact, G20 this year has committed to accelerating clean, sustainable, just, affordable, and inclusive energy transitions in order to enable strong, sustainable, balanced, and inclusive growth while achieving climatic objectives. It has also provided strong impetus in supporting international and national enabling environments to foster innovation, voluntary and mutually agreed technology transfers, and access to low-cost finance. These ambitious outcomes delivered by India's G20 presidency are a true testament to India's own domestic success, where we've been able to successfully achieve affordable, just, and clean energy transition and achieve a population scale impact hand in hand. Some of these include Saubhagya, which has electrified 2.86 crore households, Ujala, where we have distributed 36.86 crore LED bulbs and saved 47 billion kWh of energy. The Prime Minister e-bus Seva, where 57,000 crores for 10,000 e-buses were spent, and net zero Indian Railways by 2030. The capital investment of 35,000 crores for net zero and energy transition, and the green hydrogen mission worth about 20,000 crores. So India has thus addressed affordability, accessibility, sustainability, and energy security at a scale, allowing it to take examples of real climate action to G20 tables and successfully deliver some of the most ambitious clean energy outcomes of the G20 ever. I strongly believe achieving net zero emissions is essential to address India's climate crisis and limit the most devastating effects of climate change, which can have direct and indirect impact on ecosystem we live in, hamper energy security balance, lead to serious health issues, and have macroeconomic implications. Countries should aim to achieve decarbonized industrialization, and this creates a great opportunity for countries in Asia, and most importantly for India, as we have already chartered the new pro-planet development model. India sits at a unique leadership position to drive climate-oriented outcomes, where we are the only G20 country in the top 10 rankings of the Climate Change Performance Index. India is amongst the few emerging economies which has been showing exemplary leadership in RE capacity additions as part of its energy transition goals. Not just on the account RE, which is being added at an unprecedented speed, but an economy-wide transition has been observed as well. India has been substantially increasing its RE capacity over the years and has one of the most ambitious global RE installation targets by 2030. To further drive RE adoption, green hydrogen will play a pivotal role in the coming years, critical in our intermittency management and decarbonizing hard to abate sectors. With more than 70% of our buildings yet to be built, it is also critical that we address the embodied energy of the building construction material and move towards greener building models, ensuring that we avoid the heat islands effects and promote integrated resource management for urban development. This transition is not just going to be replacement of one type of energy by cleaner sources. Rather, this is going to be much more deep-rooted and has to be inclusive. Green development as a concept also runs true for just energy transition in Indian states. Indian states will inherently have to continue focusing on different clean energy technologies to achieve their just energy transition strategies based on their state preparedness. The key is to ensure that no one is left behind from the benefits of transition. One of the key issues, therefore, is to make this transition fair, affordable, and impactful for all. In the Indian context, inclusiveness is key because the bottom of the pyramid, in terms of development discourse, is critical. Industries, particularly the MSMEs, may find it difficult to make the transition. For that, appropriate capacity building and institutional support are required as we move ahead. It has been observed in the latest UNFCCC synthesis that the world is not doing enough to keep the temperature limit of 1.5 degrees well within the reach of the countries, and the time is running out as well. Given this challenge, the speed of mitigation action and scale are going to be important. The world needs to triple its RE capacity additions to keep the temperature limits within reach, and we have also highlighted this as one of our key G20 outcomes this year. This would only be possible with the accelerated pace of deployment and financial support with more than $4 trillion per annum for energy transitions in developing countries. Financial support of all forms are necessary. Therefore, public financing and private financing should go hand in hand. In fact, in the energy sector, public financing needs to play the role of absorbing the risk to investments. Given that India is moving towards 24 into 7 RE arrangements, these de-risking arrangements through public resources are going to be key to attracting more private finance. Private finance possesses the potential to plug the financing gap for net zero targets, and the presidency aims to strengthen and deploy mechanisms such as blended financing, credit enhancement measures such as guarantees, debt for climate swaps, climate policy performance bonds, green bonds, impact investing, and carbon pricing framework. I'm sure all these issues will be discussed in greater detail over the next 2 days across the cross-cutting themes of ACE 2023. To conclude, I believe the cornerstone of all our efforts must be the need to move away from a status quo approach. We need to usher radical transformation, and this must be disruptive, and it must help us to usher the global south towards green, innovative, and responsible growth. Thank you very much.